Hi, it's me, Ingrid of P, and welcome to the series that I'm doing about medical facts from the Heart-Lung Days, which I was on in Stockholm at the Congress Waterfront Congress Center, which is a beautiful building right in the center of Stockholm. We had great food, it was fun. I'm at my ISFJ friend's house, that's why we have this decor. And we're going to be talking about the lectures on asthma. So the first one is asthma for children. And it used to be that we would have a blue inhalator and an orange inhalator. And the blue inhalator was for opening the lungs, the airways. Opening the airways, and the orange one would be to limit inflammation. And the blue one was if you have problems with your breathing, you take 1 or 2 puffs of it in your inhalator, and it helps for the symptoms right then and there, because they were quick. A short-acting beta agonism, so SABA. And then we've got ICS, inhalated corticosteroids, so steroids that stop inflammation. So and so it used to be that you would take that twice a day, pretty much. And so you would do that every day, and then you would have the blue one just if you have a problem. But now, since the new GINA guidelines came out, the GINA guidelines, they basically a ton of professionals get together on a huge congress in the US, and they decide for the entire world, basically. They decided that we shall never use the blue one again. So what the information I just gave you is incorrect, okay? So the SABA, the blue, the quick one, is not ever recommended anymore. And that's only been since last year. So this is top-notch science, okay? Because the blue thing just helps you temporarily, but it's not a treatment. And basically it doesn't stop the inflammation. So like as soon as you've used it, basically the airways will be inflamed, like they'll still be inflamed, so it doesn't really help. So we're not going to be using that anymore. And also they found out that those blue ones, SABAs, and they can be Aramir, they can be Buvental, they can be Ventolin, these kinds of things. They lead to more disease, and the effect that doesn't work anymore after a while, and it doesn't really help us in the long run. So nowadays it's a steroid plus formoterol, which is a longer-acting beta agonist. Nowadays, from the easiest, this is in children, 6 to 18, from the people who rarely have any asthma symptoms, they get to have a combination, basically, directly. So they get to have the corticosteroid that they take. They just take it, basically. And so they do that when there's a problem. Then the second stage, if they have a lot of problems with their asthma, then they take that every day, a low dosage. And then once it starts getting more complicated, it goes, you can add more things. And then you go to like the pediatricians, and you get like to lung specialists, and that's what it is for children. For adults, it's pretty much the same, basically. They made things much more clear and simple, which it used to be much more complicated. So now it's much more simple. Basically, it's a combination of long-acting beta agonists that open the lungs, the airways, I mean, not the lungs, and a corticosteroid. So basically, it's a combination of those two earlier inhalations into one, which you take when you need it. If you have problems from your asthma less than twice a month. If you start getting problems more than twice a month, then you need to go to next stage, which is taking the corticosteroid every day. And that is if you have it more than twice a month. If you have problems during the night and start having real problems, basically, you start basically needing to go to the hospital, then you can add other things as well. But that is not something that I deal with much. And then they do, what I found out was that asthma can start in every age, and it's a disease that varies over time. So sometimes you can be really bad in your asthma and sometimes not. And it can be a lot of symptoms. You can be coughing, you can have problems breathing, you can have chest pain, all sorts of things. So first, how do we figure out if somebody has asthma? First, you have a discussion with the patient and see like if they have allergies or if they have problems breathing and when they have problems breathing, and does it come when they exercise, all sorts of things. Then you listen to the lungs and such, and then you can do an X-ray. You can check the nose as well if they have polyps in their nose, and then you go to do a spirometry. And basically, when you do a spirometry, you blow into a machine and you blow as fast as you can. And then you do the same thing after having taken an inhalator, one of those fast-acting bronchodilators. And in order to have asthma, you need to have a bettering of 12% in the FEV1, which I keep forgetting what that stands for, but that's how fast you can get out the air from your lungs. Then you can do a PEF curve, which is basically that you get you have something at home and that measures how fast the air comes out and how much, and you do it morning and evening for 2 weeks. That's kind of different, but if you find out that it varies a lot during the day, more than 10% during the day, then that is a sign of asthma. Because when you do a spirometry, that's only once. If you don't have your asthma problems that day, that's tough luck, you don't have asthma. But that doesn't mean it means that you can basically have asthma even though the spirometry is good. Then we get to asthma control. What does being free from asthma mean? It means that you should have no symptoms all day long, even when you have physical activity, which obviously is kind of an idealistic view of asthma, but that is how you know that you are treated, that you have a perfect treatment, basically. But so these are things that we need to control every time. Is how many times do you need to take your inhalator? If you're not the stuff that you're taking every day, but the stuff that you're taking extra, have you been worse? Have you been coughing? Have you been having problems at night? And it's important to stop smoking, number one, basically. Have a certain, like, stop with the allergy. Like if you have, if you're allergic to hamsters and you have a hamster in your house, things will be hard for you, basically. And then write out a plan and basically ask how the person takes their inhalations. And that's very important because some people don't know how to take them. We have a website, a Swedish website that we tell our patients to go to, and it has little videos on how to use the inhalators. So that's good. Now, what was next? Here is asthma, basically the future of monitoring asthma. And there is a certain machine that you can use that tells you how much nitrogen oxide you are breathing out. And that's a biomarker that can be used for type 2 inflammation in your airways. And that is a good, if you have that, like if you're positive on that, then that means that the medicine, the anti-inflammatory corticosteroids, will work or could work. And then there was something called an oscillometry, which actually like measures how much obstructivity you have in your lungs, basically how tight the airways are. But that's like more specialized medicine. And then you can take blood eosinophils. Eosinophils are immune cells, white blood cells that are especially common in like allergic asthma. So that is a good test to take. Okay, and that was the asthma chapter. So our next one will be about radiology, or like methods of diagnosis. Is it actually disease? So I'll leave it at that. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.